What if England remained a republic? Ave, my name is Aurelian, and today I will answer you this question. With the death of Queen Elizabeth I, King of Scotland, uniting those kingdoms and creating the first personal union between them, and also keeping peace. After that of James, his son Charles would succeed him, and his goals were to continue uniting those kingdoms. Charles also had a doctrine that he was chosen by God to rule. This all made the parliament suspicious. English parliament was summoned only by king, and at the beginning they were just advisors to the king. But by the time they got more and more powers, and they could not be ignored. King also held the power to close the parliament at any time which he wants. The parliament was then closed, but the same year it was reopened. This angered the parliament, and it was hostile to the Charles. The parliament then made a law that king can't disband them at every time that he wants. Because of this, Charles tried to arrest 5 members of the parliament, but this failed. This was the reason why the civil war began. In a short manner, the king lost the battle at Naseby, and the leader of the parliament's faction became Oliver Cromwell, who became a dictator and Lord Protector. Also, after the battle, the King Charles I was executed, and his son fled to exile. He then tried to give power to his son, but he was weak. After the death of Oliver Cromwell, the monarchy was re-established. But what if the republic continued? The parliament would act harsher against the monarchists, and Cromwell would have less power, so the power would be split between the parliament and the Lord Protector. Would be a position which would be elected, something like president. This harassment would lead to the monarchists emigrating to the new colony, to America. The parliament would only care about the British Isles, so I think that the American colonies might rebel around the year 1750, but the rebellion would be much different. The royal dynasty would swiftly join the rebellion, and they would lead it. The colony would gain its independence around the year 1760, with the help of France, Spain, and the Netherlands, as in our reality. The rebellion would also be part of the 7 Years' War, and not its own thing. Sorry for disruption, but if you like this video, you can give like, subscribe, and join my Discord server, link is in description. We'll continue now. After the successful rebellion, the man who would become the new king of America would be George II of Hanover, who would move there and leave Hanover to someone else. He would be crowned George I, the Liberator, and he would take part in the Civil War, fighting in the front lines. We can assume this by a real-life battle at Dettingen, where he fought alongside his soldiers against the French. But if we return to the European continent, the French Revolution would begin. It might begin sometime earlier because of the early American Revolution, but it would still happen. And England would support the revolutionaries. This would lead to Franco-British Revolutionary Alliance, and General Bonaparte would become a dictator of the new republic. He would not crown himself because of the British. This alliance would conquer Europe, but the alliance between France and Britain would not last, and that is because of Napoleon's ambition. He would crown himself emperor, but because this would happen much later, along the year 1820, he would rule maximum 10 years. He would also divorce with Josephine much later, maybe even ending their relationship after her death. This would probably mean that he would marry the same person as in our reality, Austrian Archduchess Maria Louisa. After Napoleon's death, Maria Louisa would become a regent, and young Napoleon II would have to wait until he would be old enough. But at this time, there would be a power vacuum. But this would be resolved by a conference, so France would ally Austria, have their natural borders and have Italy and Spain as puppets. There would be no German Confederation, but by the time Austria unites Germany because of the alliance between them and France. Republic of Britain would then be isolated and they would do their own business. That means colonizing and playing their games with Russia. This all would then continue until some kind of World War I. In this war, the alliances would be Austria, France and Britain against Russia and Prussia. This war would be bloody until the United Kingdom of America would intervene, but as an ally of France and not the Republic of Britain. The relationship between the American Kingdom and the British Republic would become better. Russia and Prussia would lose this war, with Prussia uniting with Austria and forming the Greater Germany, and Russia falling to the Civil War, and after that to communism. This would be the greatest war which would ever see. There would not be World War II. All the other powers would then engage in the world politics, preventing the spreading of communism. This would mean a lot of weaker global communism, with China not being communist. Russia would be economically sanctioned and learning that the communism is not good for your economy and leaving it. The Republic of British Commonwealth would be in the 21st century Western European prosperous nation. It would be a federation between England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland. They would be still connected with their colonies in some kind of a commonwealth as in our reality. Their allies could be France, Austria and the Kingdom of America, with having good relationship with them. This is all. If you like this video, you can give like, subscribe, write a comment for an algorithm and join my Discord server. Link is in description. Salvete.